Last cycle, I called this coin publicly and it went over 500x. 50x coins in the 2021 DeFi narrative. I called Bitcoin at $16,500. Solana at $16 before it ran to 250. I'm not showing you this to flex. I am showing you this because right now I am watching some of the same early market conditions that precede every major move that I have called. And I'm already looking for the next 100x coin. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I see, the signals, the indicators, the 4-step pattern that I have used across every single cycle to find coins before they run. So when the altcoin mania happens, you are ready. You are not somebody watching from the outside, wondering how you missed it, or somebody who sold too early or bought the top and gave it all back. But before this, I want you to appreciate something. The 500x did not happen because I got lucky. I've been able to repeat this across multiple cycles, and there is one pattern to show you how these coins move. And once you can see it, you cannot unsee it, because by the end of the video, you are going to be able to see it too. Take it from me. I started with nothing. I was used to be a factory worker. I had $2,000 to my name. I built this all to $5 million, had this $5 million stolen from me overnight when FTX collapsed. This wasn't from a bad trade. It was from an exchange that went bankrupt. I just had 3,000 euros left to my name. I got back to work in crypto, and within a single year, I had built this back to 7 figures again. That is the only reason why I'm qualified to tell you what I'm about to tell you. I have done this from zero twice, and I have never seen the early setup look quite like this. So one thing before we get into this, everything in this video is the framework, the pattern, the logic, the signals, but the specific entries, the exact coins, the real-time calls, as the narrative forms, that is what the free Telegram is for in the description below. Join it now. It takes a few seconds while you're watching this. Now, let us get into this. Here is the first thing that you need to understand about how money moves in crypto. By the time you see price moving, you're gonna be late. Because by the time you see something on Twitter, that's when you feel confident enough to buy. And the people who have made the real money already own it. They bought it quietly before they post on Twitter, and they are selling it to you. The question is, never should I buy this? The question is always, am I early enough to make money on this? And right now, today, you still are. But that window does not stay open forever, and you do not want to miss the setup. What is setting up right now? Let me show you what I'm looking at. Stablecoin volumes and stablecoin dominance are at all-time highs. Think about what that means. The money is sat there in the USDT, already inside the crypto ecosystem, and is waiting there. Because I have friends, smart people, serious people, holding a lot of stable coins right now, and they do not know where to put it yet, because a lot of coins other than Bitcoin are not moving. And my friends are not the only ones in this position. So that USDT, USDC has to go somewhere at some point, because liquidity doesn't sit idle forever. It's not how any economy works. And if it did sit idle, the economy would collapse. And crypto is actually a small economy. So when the risk appetite returns, when sentiment flips and people start believing again, that capital doesn't just trickle back in. That capital is going to flood into the markets all at once, and this is when you're going to get those 100x coins. Now, here is what nobody is talking about. This cycle, new money is entering through doors that never existed last time. For example, Coinbase just paid $400 million for Echo, and the largest institutions in this space do not throw $400 million at something without knowing exactly what they are getting into and to get a return on their investment. And with $400 million, this is not speculation. That is institutional money making a calculated bet on retail. And when institutional money moves, you need to be paying attention, because this is where the big money comes into this space. And Bitcoin going up is not a prediction. Let's say even if it hits half the market cap of gold, that's $800,000 per Bitcoin. And I would argue that Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. And with the bottom being in, this is a consequence of what is happening right now at a structural level. And when Bitcoin moves, capital rotates. It always has, into new narratives, into low cap coins nobody is talking about. Point number 2, crypto cards. Right now, you can tap a crypto card at any restaurant in the world and pay with crypto seamlessly. And the person sitting across you in that restaurant has absolutely no idea. Every person using one of these crypto cards is now financially inside the ecosystem. Whether they think themselves as a crypto investor or not, that is new money into the system, and people are beginning to trust crypto in a way that they never have before. And at the end of the day, this crypto card is the dream for crypto. This is what everyone's been waiting for, to spend crypto in real life cases. You also have Polymarket, a completely different demographic. People can now gamble their money on chain, betting on elections, on sports, real world events, and new people eventually see this and can get comfortable with wallets and get comfortable with the transactions. Eventually, with this volume, some of them are going to start looking around, what else is here? Because Anthony Joshua wore a $500,000 Polymarket chain at the Jake Paul event. The money is still in this space, so it's still here. Then you have Hyperliquid. You can now trade gold, oil, equities, all with your crypto. With great liquidity on these exchanges, you're now getting people who would have never touched a decentralized exchange before are now on chain. Take a step back and look at this properly. That's more access, more people using the platforms, and more capital and more infrastructure, more doors open than ever before in the history of this space. And people are angry because the prices of the coins are not reflecting any of this yet. And that is actually a very good thing, because this is exactly how every major cycle starts: quiet, boring, accumulation, people building things without the noise of a bull market. Because bull markets don't just start with a bang, they start with conditions 95% of people ignore because they find it boring, and then these people go and chase the next hot thing. And the people who are here right now paying attention are the ones who are going to make life-changing money, so long as they are allocated in the right places. And the people who will wait until it is obvious are the ones who are going to provide our exit liquidity. So which one are you going to be? Now, let us talk about what is actually happening right now. I've been through enough cycles to see this pattern, and I'm going to tell you truthfully, because most people in this space do not tell you or know it, or they are selling you a watered down version to protect their own positions. And this is exactly how it works every single time. Step number one, a major layer one project gets an injection of liquidity and it starts to pump. Every cycle, money flows into one of these or two dominant chains first. In 2017, it was Ethereum. In 2021, 2023, it was Solana. The big chain moving aggressively is not the main trade. It can be one, it can be a big trade. Exactly as I said, I called Solana at $16, but it is the signal that a rotation is coming. And the question you need to be asking is, what is the narrative on that chain gonna form? What narrative is forming? Because that narrative is where your 100x lives. Step number two, one big mover appears. One project breaks out aggressively that it grabs so much attention when everything else is flat. And that move tells you exactly what narrative is playing out. And the moment you see this, capital starts rotating into everything else in that same narrative. Most people see the first mover and think that they missed out, but you haven't. The 50 to 100x coins in that narrative haven't moved yet, but they are about to, and this is where I start to look for my next 100x. And this is exactly where I found the 500x on the screen right now. Step number three, price becomes the marketing. When something goes 10x, 50x, 100x, most people feel it emotionally, and they really feel that FOMO. And then the same people who went to the other industries, like we're seeing in AI now, they all try to come rushing back. But here's the reality. By the time you feel that FOMO, you are already late. And the people who made the 100x on lots of those coins are now selling to you. And this is not cynical. This is not cynical at all. Oh, somebody's dumping on me. Look, this is just how the markets work, and they will always work this way. It's called a market cycle for a reason, and market cycles always repeat themselves. And if you're watching this video right now, you need to decide which side of that trade you want to be on. The FOMO buyers or the people they are buying from. So step number four, the narrative gets a big idea. Every major run needs a new big idea or a piece of new technology, just so something people can believe in. The AI narrative has already played out in crypto, which was the new technology, and meme coins have already had their cycle, which was a big idea. Obviously, the VCs are not dumping on us. It's all about the community. That was the big idea of meme coins. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you exactly what I know the next narrative is, because if I did, it was already priced in. But what I will tell you is this. I believe that we are going to see a return of real utility. This is actually the only way that we're going to see larger amount of capital come into this space with real use cases. Maybe we're going to see something like DeFi again, DeFi 2.0, but stronger and built far better and far safer than before, because DeFi 1.0 ultimately failed. Maybe it could be something like linking crypto to AI in a way we've never seen before. But when that narrative forms, the coins at the bottom of it will be so small, and at the start it's going to feel so risky. It may not even make sense, because who would have thought NFTs would pump pictures of ETH rocks selling for millions of dollars? And that's exactly how it should feel when you find the right one. Risky. That 500x chart I showed you at the start, this is the exact process that created it. The first big mover appeared, the narrative formed, and I was already positioned well before the FOMO arrived. While everyone else was chasing what had already run, I was positioning myself what was about to run. And that's the only game worth playing in this market. Now let me give you the skill that most people in this space never develop. Knowing when the narrative is just beginning versus when the narrative is already finished. Because right now, there are people sitting on coins and bags from 2021, 2024, convinced they are gonna come back. That hope and failure to accept your losses is gonna cost them the next cycle. Because we've already seen a mania phase for meme coins, and the bubble has already burst, and it's likely never gonna come back. Pump.fun is done. This is how to tell it's over. When most coins have already done their 100x or more, and your Uber driver is shilling you coins he's picked, or where people who have never looked at a chart before in their lives are now suddenly experts and telling you what to do. So when you're buying it, this is actually the most dangerous moment in the market, because when everyone's already in, who's left to buy? No one. It's only you being exit liquidity. So I'm gonna be direct. Meme coins are not gonna be the big thing of the next cycle. The era of memes as the dominant narrative have already been and gone. I think it will be like the penny stocks version of the stock market. One or two may make it out the trenches. One or two coins. The bigger money, the VC capital that actually moves the market is not gonna come into meme coins at scale. So if you are sitting on bags that are already 90% down right now and you're waiting for a bounce, that is not conviction. It is literally emotional attachment dressed up as a strategy. And the money that you are gonna make in the next cycle is not sitting in what has already ran. It is sitting in what has not run yet. And the longer you are distracted by the last cycle, the less prepared you are for the next one. Now I know some of you are sitting there thinking, oh Biss, this is you. You called the 500x. You've been doing this for 9 years. This is not me. I missed the last cycle. I don't know how to read narratives. I don't have time to read the charts every single day. Look, I hear you. And I'm gonna be completely straight with you. Got 2 points here. Number one, if you do not believe that you can and will make 6 or 7 figures in this space, then why are you here? If you don't believe that you can do it, what are you doing here? And number two, the people that I have worked with had every excuse that you just ran through your head. They had less knowledge, less time, less capital, and they produced results that would make most experienced traders feel sick. Kaizen here, $1,000 in, 45 days time, $100,000 out. Then he went on to make 7 figures by the end of the year following my trades. Novello here, zero knowledge. She didn't even know what a candlestick was. She was in debt when she started, and then she made 6 figures within a year while working a full-time job. Mrs. Chips, no crypto background, and she hit her 7-figure goal. And Princess Girl, a doctor I'd worked with, she was working brutal hours. She had a family, barely had any time to look at the screen, and made $1.2 million applying my framework and following following the same trades and coins that I was buying. And what do they all have in common in this? They were not special when they started. They just made one decision ahead of time and bought before the market made it obvious. Because this is the reality about crypto that nobody says out loud. You do not do the work today and get paid tomorrow. The work you do right now over the next 6 months is what gets you paid in 12 months time. In 2027, when the mania hits and everyone else is buying the top in a panic. The same way that you plant a seed now, the flower grows in 6 months time. You are paid to be early, and early is still available right now today, but it will not be in 6 months time when prices have moved and everyone who was sitting on the sidelines suddenly becomes a genius. Everything I just showed you, the 4 steps, the signals, the macro setup, that is exactly how I found my last 500x. And the window you are sitting in right now is the same quiet period I was in before every major move and call that I have made. This is the phase where you are able to think, plan, and position, because when the euphoria arrives, you will not be able to do any of that. So, if you want to hit 100x soon, number 1, you need to get your fresh capital ready. This is the step that people skip because it doesn't feel exciting, but it's actually the most important because you need capital. If you are holding coins from last cycle that are down 70, 80, 90%, you need to ask yourself one honest question. Are you holding that because you genuinely believe in the project or because you cannot face the loss? And if it's the second, that is not conviction. That is denial. And that dead capital is going to be the single biggest thing standing between you and the next opportunity to make real money this cycle. You need capital. Capital that is liquid. Capital that can move fast when the signal comes. You cannot be nimble when you are emotionally married to bags that have been bleeding for 2 years. So number 2, start watching the layer 1 chains. They always move first. So pay attention to which chains are getting developed in price, narrative, momentum, and then volume, because the volume is telling you where money is moving in like an economy, because the volume is the money moving in, out, like I mentioned earlier. So number 3, get connected to real-time information. The framework I've just gave you is the bread and butter, but the specific coins, the exact entries, the moment a narrative starts forming that requires eyes on the market every single day. But the thing is, it can happen much faster than my YouTube videos are posted. For example, last month I identified 2 coins from where I was watching them before they both moved 40 to 60% from where I was watching them. And that's what made me over $200,000 last month. And that is not information you're gonna find on mainstream crypto Twitter. Every single thing that I just walked you through, the macro signals, the 4-step pattern, the skills of reading a narrative before it runs, that's how I found the 500x coin. That's how I found the 50x coins in 2021. The pattern never changes. Only the tickers do, because it all comes down to human emotion. And right now, price is in the quiet phase. This is the moment where you can think, plan, and position. Because when the euphoria phase arrives, you will not have time. People will be reacting, chasing, panic buying the top, and they'll be making the mistakes, and they're gonna fold under the pressure that they're gonna tell that they don't believe that they are gonna now. People sit in this exact phase right now. They see the signs, they understand it, and they don't act because they're hesitant. Then 6 months later, they're asking me, messaging me, is it too late? After the move has already happened. So path number 1, you take everything I gave you and go and apply it to yourself. You watch the layer 1 coins, you free up your capital, you join the free Telegram, you stay connected to what I'm watching in real time. If that's you, do it. Use this framework and use my Telegram. That is the minimum viable position for what is coming. Or path number 2, you want more than the framework. You want to be inside a personal chat room with me where the highest level of analysis happens every single week, where you can copy the exact same trades and buy the exact same tokens that I'm buying in real time. You want an 8-week program that compresses what took me 9 years to learn into something that you can apply immediately, and that is the BISBTC 7-figure blueprint. Inside the one-on-one mentorship, you get direct access to me and my team. You get every single trade I take, every single coin I'm watching in real time, and I specifically design it that you can learn and earn enough that you never have to rely on me again if you don't want to. Now, I want to be honest with you about timing. Each crypto cycle that passes, the edge of being early gets smaller and smaller, and because the competition is getting smarter and smarter, the people inside my mentorship right now are already building their positions and getting an edge against the rest of the market. And while you wonder whether this will work for you, look at these student results again. Kaizen, Novello, Mrs. Chips, a doctor who works brutal hours and has barely any time. None of them had advantages when they started. So if you want to work with me and build your 7-figure plan, the link to this program is in the description below. And if it is right for you, apply there right now. So this is how I'm looking for the next 100x coin. That's all for this video, and I'm going to see you all in the next one.